Hey folks, and welcome back for another soap spotlight and weekend shave. And today we're going to use Mike's Natural Soap Lime. And if you haven't used Mike's, you owe it to yourself to try it. It's a great soap, and I respect, I assume his name is Mike, very much, because he just does it the way he wants to do it. A lot of people don't like the labels, they don't like the tins. He just does it the way he wants. So there is something to be respected about that. And I'll load while I'm talking here. In addition to that, he puts his products up, and he makes more when he gets time, and just it truly does it his own way. None of it is cute. He doesn't try to go overboard on describing anything. You just get what you get. For example, here, sorry to reach over you. Lime, simple, nothing cute about it. I actually like that. So we're loading here. And the scent on this is just lime. There's nothing cute about it. I like it. It's about 7.5 to 8 on the scent scale. Pretty stout. And I find that when you load or mix this up, the scent comes out even more. So this is a fairly stout lime. But keep in mind, it's just lime. If you're looking for cute, you're not going to find it in Mike's Natural Soaps. All right, let's wet the face and get going. All right, so today we're using the Shave Revolution Usurper. I think he calls it Evolution knot. I just call it the Usurper because, again, this was the first knot for me that sort of usurped the original Plasan at a very good price. And although I'm not opposed to expensive gear, I would really prefer not to pay as much when I can. And this is a great example. We paid $60, most of us, for our first Plasan, from L'Occitane. Then later they cut it in half. And so when these lower priced, bigger knots came out, that was wonderful. And guys, I gotta tell you, a lot of this was based on your feedback. People liked it, so they went out and found these knots and sourced them. So when you're given good feedback, you can bring about positive results. And that doesn't mean you're blowing smoke. I mean give real feedback. And the Plasan style knot that's highly available now is really a result of your feedback and saying, hey man, this isn't too bad after all. I like this. Because at first, everybody said it sucked. And it does suck. See my video on why the Plasan sucks if you haven't watched that, and you'll understand that statement. Okay, today we're going to use a Fat Boy on 4, the Saturday. Let's just get a mild, comfortable shave sent to me by Don the Navy Goat. And I will share for you, great soap here, by the way. Wonderful residual slickness. Quick story about Don the Navy Goat. When he was enlisted in the Navy, he had never shaved before, and they issued them, I think he said Schick, I want to say L1, but I could have that wrong, razors, and told them to shave with it. And Don said, he raised his hand, and any of us who've been in the service, you know better than to raise your hand or volunteer for anything. Anyhow, Don raised his hand and said, I don't shave, which was a mistake. The drill instructor came over and grabbed a handful of what Don calls peach fuzz, just whiskers he had, but he didn't have a heavy beard, and ripped them out of his face and asked him if that hurt, and Don said yes, And so anyway, he told him, you'll shave from now, and he called him a disparaging term. And so move forward. When they went out to muster the next morning, Don was yet again not clean shaven. And the drill instructor asked him, let me rinse my face while I'm talking. The drill instructor asked him if he had shaved, and Don said yes. And I think he said one of the assistant drill instructors accompanied him up to the barracks and said, give me your razor. So Don gives him the razor, and lo and behold, the dummy blade was still in the razor. So Don didn't use an actual blade, and the drill instructor said, "Here, try to cut yourself." And you know, obviously he couldn't. And the drill instructor showed him actually how to put a blade in, etc. And so that was the beginning of Don the Navy Goat's shaving days. He didn't have anybody who had told him how to shave, because he never had to shave. And he didn't even know there was a dummy blade in a razor. He just assumed it was a real blade. So, a great story from Don the Navy Goat. Believe me, several of us have talked to Navy Goat and listened to some great stories from Vietnam and stuff like that. Just wonderful. Great stuff. All right. On another note, I have opened up my Facebook page, the TS Evangelist page again. So I invite you guys who want to correspond on Facebook to go and like it. Then you can send me messages through that mechanism. Like I said, a while back, I quit accepting people as friends just because some of them would write inappropriate things, you know, and or not sort of respect my rules for that. And so, but the TSE page is open to everyone. And again, you should behave, but a little more leeway on that one. And I'll put the URL up top here for you, and I'll put it in the comments below. So I invite you to, there's the dogs, invite you to come and like that page. I've just started putting content back on it. There's old content on it, and then what I started putting content back on yesterday. But so that's for you guys who are on Facebook. Also, Twitter, put the URL there, and in the comments if you want to follow me and correspond there, you can do that. And I also post pics on Instagram, and I'll put the URL there, but I don't really do much in the way of responding to that. And as you know, there's always email. So those are your mechanisms if you want to get in touch with me, and all those links will be in the comments below the video. And I believe the comments are right below a section called published, I think, date. And if you want to see that, sometimes you have to click and it'll sort of drop down so you can see that. So if you want to get a hold of me or follow or comment, you can use those mechanisms. But if you want a response, I still suggest email's the best. However, I'm pretty good about getting back to Facebook messages and Twitter as well. All right, let's rinse the face, come back for pass 3. I gotta tell you, guys, this is a wonderful, wonderful soap. It's in my top 6. It meets the bar on every level. Yes, the packaging is not fancy, but it just sort of fits the brand. And I just recently resupplied myself with mics because I had some old stuff and I had moved that along. I figured, let's get some fresh mics. You know, not that the old stuff was bad, because it wasn't. But just wanted to get some fresh mics because some of my labels had started to get water on them and stuff. So a soap that good, you know what? I bought it twice. And I don't feel bad about that at all. It's good stuff. And one of the things that I'm really trying to do, because it's been made abundantly clear to me, something that I guess I never considered, maybe I'm naive, but there are people who buy things based on my opinion. And I've always said, you know, find a number of sources. Don't just listen to me. But sometimes people still buy stuff based on my opinion. Something I never thought about, so let's get that out there. I am committed to trying to ensure that if you're basing purchasing on my opinion, that I'm not steering you in the wrong direction in terms of artisans or vendors, you know, of integrity. Now, we probably all have bars that we set on, you know, what we'll tolerate, and I'm a fairly forgiving individual, but I too have limits, and so I will try to ensure that I'm using and spotlighting products that I know to be of not only good quality, but that the artisans are also operating in a respectful manner and with integrity, because that's important to many of you, and it's important to me too. Now, that is not to say that everybody are angels. They're all perfect, because they are not. The humans, just like the rest of us, and sometimes they need forgiveness. But I am redoubling my efforts, like I said, to ensure that anybody that buys a product based on my recommendation is going to be met with a decent individual on the other end. So that's the commitment I'm making to you. Hope to achieve that. I may not always hit the mark, but it's not going to be due to a lack of effort. All right, let's wet the face, or rinse the face, I should say, and come back and give you guys the post. All right, folks, we are back, and Mike's Natural Soap, top tier soap for me. Excellent performer. No fluff, just good stuff. No bubbles, no troubles out of Mike's, I can tell you. The Shave Revolution Usurper, excellent value brush in my estimation, and we're going to use Panade. This one is vanilla. Been a long time since I've used it. Let's give it a go here. It doesn't match the lime soap, but we don't need it to match. You know, the soap is not going to hang around in most cases. In fact, I'm not sure I know of any soap that hangs around. There may be some, but none off the top of my head. And this smells pretty good. Comes at a good price. At least smells fairly good to me. Again, Panade Clubman Classic Vanilla. And once again, guys, I want to thank you for watching. And as always, I want to remind you, keep them up, keep them open.